Well, I started off in a small yard in Somerset and had a few rides, but they were never very good. And so I decided I'd go into a big racing yard where you'd start at the bottom and sort of try and get some decent rides. And I did that. They all thought it was a big joke I wanted to ride in races because they didn't think I was good enough. But anyway, I persevered, and come the winter, I heard these two jockeys talking between themselves. And one was saying, "Oh no, I can't ride that." And the other guy said, "No, I've got to ride in the race." So I butted in and said, "Oh, what's that? Is that a..." And they said, "Oh, there's a little lady outside looking for someone to ride the horse." So I said, "Oh, I'll ask." And they said, "Yeah, go on then." So off I went, you see. And there was a little old lady there from Wales. And she said, "Oh, yeah, I've been training up and down the Welsh hills. You know, it's fit and all the rest of it." Well, I said, "Oh, she said, "Yeah, you ride it. You'll have to help me tack it up." So I went out and helped tack it up. And it had bandages on and all the things that shouldn't really be on a racehorse. But he was a real good old horse. And he went on. And I literally just picked the field off. And the last fence, overtook the leader and went on and won. And there was a guy there that saw me ride it. And 2 days later, I went to Haydock Park and rode a winner on a horse that was gambled on. A lot of people had a lot of money on it and it won. After that, I ended up getting quite a few rides. That was a real speedy little horse that I actually looked after in the racing yard. The boss got me to ride it. And the first time I rode it, it showed speed and fell. So the next time I rode it, he was flying along and he was only tiny, this horse. He actually made a bad mistake at the last and I lost, well, my leg went straight over the other side. So I had two legs on one side. I managed to sort of bounce back on. After the last bounce, I literally vaulted back on and won the race. And that was quite spectacular, that was.
Wow.
Yeah, this was a bit special, this winner, a horse called You'll Star. It was trained by a childhood friend of mine, and he was a farmer's son. And this horse wasn't steering very well or anything, and I'm having to struggle a little bit. I wanted to go on the inside, and it decided it was going to go wide on the outside. Well, anyway, we came to a sort of compromise, and as we came around the final bend, I realised that everything's behind me bar one. He just walked through the second hurdle, kicks it out of the ground, And I thought, thinking to myself, well, if anything comes by, I can't go any faster. And this thing plodding along, and he went to the last hurdle, and I wasn't feeling great, I must say, but I managed to sit on the horse, and he went and won, and 33-1, and it was just really, really lovely. Having had two falls, and then coming up with this winner in the last race, and it was my home meeting as well, Wincanton, from when I was a kid, and it was just really, really nice, This is after the race, and that's Neil Thompson, my friend, and that's Your Star. My riding improved so much after that, and I rode two more winners that fortnight, and they were really good winners, and I rode them nicely. But that was just hanging on by grim death, that was. So it just shows you need a bit of luck, don't you, sometimes?
Yeah.
I got a ride at Cheltenham. It was actually on the television, and this horse I was riding was a bit clever in that he'd been in Ireland and jumped off banks, which they don't do in England. This horse obviously had our habits, and we came to the last fence, and I squeezed him to jump it really quick and well, and blow me, decided to treat it like a bank, and he actually landed on the fence and took off the board halfway up the fence. I wasn't expecting him to do that, and he hit me up the backside with his backside, and I went flying up in the air like a rocket. And because it was the last fence Cheltenham, of course, it was all in all the papers. Unfortunately, I didn't come back on the saddle, come off the side. Well, it's quite scary, really. I mean, I think if you're riding good horses all the time, you can relax a little bit. But I was never brilliant, and I mean, it's quite hair raising, really. And to actually get a winner's very rare for me to get a winner. And you just have to keep trying, really. And once you get in a race, it's like anything, really. I mean, you don't have to be nervous once you're actually doing it. You're just trying all the time, It's a big thrill to get a winner.